Is it possible that you missed out on the hint on which member of the Tejada family might die this season? I think the writers just gave us a big look into the future, and that person just might be. What's going on, everyone? Just Be here, and we're breaking down the latest episode of Power Book 2 Ghost, Season 4, Episode 3, titled Birthright. We're diving into the biggest and most juiciest parts of this episode right now. Let's go. So this episode starts off with an actual smart move, in my opinion, which I'm glad they did because they should have done this last week. Tariq and Brayden sell their cars to a wealthy buyer, particularly after Tariq just stole his car back from 2-Bit in the previous episode for some cash that they are seriously low on, which leads to Tariq having to walk around New York again, all around New York again, just like how he was doing all these years. Now, this move was strategic because it allows them to buy their way in with a new supplier that Davis sets them up with in the form of Zion. Now, Zion is a connect who operates out of an underground fight club and tells Tariq that the only reason he's even entertaining this conversation is because his last name is St. Patrick, and he makes several references to Ghost and to Tommy, and even saying how Brayden is his own little white boy like Tommy was to Ghost. But we know this is just, as the fans, we know this is just the writers calling it out and having fun with us this season. Now, Tariq is a bit short on the cash to actually get all the product, so Zion decides not to do business with him. Now, Tariq spots a symbol on the packaging that another distro under Zion named Roman uses, and comes up with the plan to use it to his advantage. Now, for a good minute, I was pretty sure Roman was Lil Murda from P-Valley. What do y'all think? Like, look at it. Look at it for a second, right? I was for sure like he was just guest starring on it, just like how people like Kendrick Lamar did it back in the day on OG Power, but that was just me. Now, Effie and Kane are developing a relationship, and we see them more happy and in their afterglow, and can I even say love? But maybe it's too soon to say that. But they are kicking it quite comfortably. I like them, you know, because they're cute and such an uncommon couple. But maybe I'm in the minority there. What do you guys think about them together? Well, however we put it, it's not a honeymoon for long. Now, back at the Tejada's household, Noma cuts Monet out of the business for the time being after she almost caused them with the Russians in the previous episode. We see Kane and Drew get tapped by Noma to both fill in and find out what has happened to Obi, who got detained for questioning by Detective Don Carter in the previous episode. Now, in this episode, we see Monet getting closer to finding out what happened with her shooting, and she confronts Diana, who has yet to tell anyone except Rushandria that she is in fact pregnant. And Diana has a tell that stems from childhood whenever she's lying. Being her mother, she knows what this tell is, and it's clenching her fist. We see another flashback to a younger Monet, but a few years after the last of the flashbacks, but this time with a young Drew and Diana with her, and she's teaching them how to cut and measure weight to sell. And we see the connection to how she always knew how and when Diana is lying. Now, she can't prove it yet in present day, but she is onto her. Side note, I do think it's entirely possible that in addition to providing context to Monet's backstory, they might be softly feeling us out for a backdoor pilot or spin-off focusing on her and Lorenzo back in the day. Maybe, maybe not, but, you know, just seeing some clues here. What y'all think about it? Let me know inside the comments. Now, because Obi was caught up, it was up to Davis to use Perla to get him out of detainment, and Drew meets up with him and Perla when he gets out. Now, he begins to connect the dots and finds out about the green cards from Obi's brother and starts to build leverage against him. Obi tries to come up with a mutual understanding, but unfortunately, Drew is proving to be somewhat of a snake. Watch this. When they come back to Noma's place, with Kane and her men in tow, she confronts him, and like I've been saying for the last few breakdowns about what I think will happen, her suspicions get confirmed when Drew pretty much lets the cat out of the bag about the green cards and connects it back to Tariq and Rashad Tate. Now, Obi in this moment stands up for himself and lets Noma know that they need Tariq because he's smart, but she decided to, of course, take him out.
God damn! God damn! God damn!
Rip Obi, you will be missed. What did y'all think about that death, man? I mean, I saw it coming a mile away, but sad to see the brother go. Now there's a new triangle forming between Noma, Kane, and Effie. Yeah, you know, some of us saw this coming. Kane and Noma start to get more closer, and Effie spots them in a moment and confronts him about it later on. So I guess now the honeymoon is over. So a bit later on, they get their freak on, and now we know that's going to mess stuff up because now this is business getting mixed in with pleasure. But the question is, how do you guys think it'll turn out for this love triangle? On the law enforcement side of things, we also find out that Detective Carter is actually in charge of a task force that has jurisdiction over the whole city and not just certain parts of it. Similar to the original task force in OG Power, who most of them are dead, who was actually trying to take down Lobos. They bring in Kamal Tate, who is Rashad Tate's brother. And side note, he's actually his brother in real life as well. Remember, he's a detective and they intend to use him and his connection to his brother to link everything back to Tariq and bring the entire organization down. Now, Tariq ends up coming up with an elaborate plan that brings on a series of events that causes Roman, aka Lil Murda from P-Valley. Now, I know he's not. I'm just saying that, right, for fun. They get Roman's supply from Zion torched by Kane's soldiers. Kane doesn't know he's actually helping Tariq, though. That's the thing. But this gets Tariq and Braden in with Zion because now Roman has now lost his supply and also got roped up by the police.
I love the game. I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball playing, you know, like Bird, Magic or something.
Back at Stansfield, Braden connects with Elle again, but this time he tries the product with her that she offers. This is the same product that was being supplied by Roman with the symbol on it. And my question is, should we be worried here? Because now it's giving potential Tommy vibes who used to try the product. You know, there's that thing where you sell the product, but you don't try the product. And, you know, Tommy was a big user of the stuff. So you guys seeing the similarities here? Let me know what you think. He realizes that they can use Elle's singing group to move product at the school again, at their events and others around the city if they manage to coordinate them. He discusses this with Tariq, but I want you guys to catch this scene for a second, right? See how they are at this particular concert at the school. It is actually a mirror, in my opinion, of being at Club Truth. Ghost standing over the balcony and coming up with the plan. Very, very reminiscent. So if they think of hosting events and concerts as a way to move product and get things done, could it possibly mean that they may potentially allow Tariq to regain control of Club Truth as a way to get back into the game? I don't know. That's entirely possible. But we also know that all of those assets have essentially been wrapped up in a lot of the Weston Holdings stuff and also Tariq's trust. So maybe it's a shadow of things to come. Let me know what you guys think inside the comments. But I'm not gonna lie, the singing group, yeah, the track was going in though. It was hidden. Hold on real quickly. You guys want to see something crazy? Over 99% of you guys that watch my content are not subscribed. So I'm asking real quickly, if you don't mind, just hit the like button and hit subscribe real quickly. I'd love to keep on giving this content to you guys and lets me know that people actually are interested. Feel free to do that, man. Really appreciate it a lot. Would help me out a long way in growing my small channel. Thanks. Now back to the video. Now this episode comes to a conclusion with another dinner table conversation, and we know how this goes at the Tejada household, right? Monet says that she wants to start a new business and wants the family to come in with her, but she gets a text from Pinky that contains the footage of Diana posing as Monet going to Kate Egan's house, and this is the connection to it all. So now the whole table's popping off, and Monet charges at Diana, and her sister holds her back as Diana now is screaming, "You took my father from me," to let Monet know this is why. This is revenge for that. So Kane's chasing after Drew and Diana as they quickly try to leave the house, as Monet just loses it and just screaming, and it's just horrible. Kane holds up his weapon, standing in the middle of the street, conflicted on whether or not to pull the trigger as they drive off. After all, these are his siblings. Now, how they're going to recover from this, I don't know. But personally, I think somebody's got to go. And if the hints I saw in this episode are meaning anything, Drew, I'm looking at you. But that's all I'm going to say for right now. Overall, excellent episode. Definitely was a banger. Certainly picked things up from the more grounded episode last week. Shout out to the amazing cast and crew. They're really putting in the work. It sucks that the promo showing that we're almost hitting the mid-season finale. That means we probably really only have 10 episodes in this season. I was thinking they would probably try to stretch it out to maybe 15 like it did for the original show, but man, it just doesn't feel like enough. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought about this episode. If you derived any value from my breakdown, listen, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Let's have a conversation in the comment section about this particular episode. And until next time, guys, peace.